Hello students, this session will discuss regarding organization of Lok Sabha. So we are discussing regarding Union Parliament in that or Union Parliament or Union Legislature. In that already we have discussed regarding the organization of the Rajya Sabha, its composition, its functions as well as the qualifications to become a member of the Rajya Sabha as well as the functions of the Rajya Sabha. Those functions are categorized: legislative functions, financial functions, administrative functions, judicial functions, electoral functions, special powers of the Rajya Sabha. Already we have discussed functions relating to the Rajya Sabha. Now we'll discuss regarding the organization of the Lok Sabha, or it is also known by another name, that is the House of the People. So now we'll discuss regarding the composition of Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is also known as popular house of the parliament. So its members are directly elected by the voters, that is a direct election is there. At present the chamber has 543 elected members and 2 nominated members to represent Anglo-Indian community. So here 553 are elected by people directly, then 2 nominated from Anglo-Indian community. The total strength of Lok Sabha is 545. Then whereas Article 81 of the Indian Constitution states that not more than 20 Lok Sabha members represent the Union territories. Hence the strength of the Lok Sabha has not been changed by the Delimitation Commission headed by Justice Kuldeep Singh in 2008. So they have mentioned regarding the total strength of the Lok Sabha according to 2008. Then the Republic India consists 28 states and 7 union territories. There are 543 parliamentary constituencies. The state of Uttar Pradesh has maximum representation of 80 members in the Lok Sabha. Karnataka has 28 seats. Under Article 334 of the Indian Constitution, the Lok Sabha seats are reserved for scheduled caste, that is 79, and scheduled tribe 41. So with this structure, the Lok Sabha is functioning by giving the representation to the various states. Then election. So regarding the organization of the election to become a member of the Lok Sabha, each state is allotted seats in the Lok Sabha. It has also been provided that each representative single member constituency shall not represent less than 5 lakhs of maximum 7.5 lakhs of population. The population for the purpose will be ascertained on the basis of the previous census. The eligible voters who have attained the age of 18 years can elect the members of the Lok Sabha by the method of adult franchise. So whereas in case of the election to the Lok Sabha, direct election is there. The person who has attained the age of 18 years, he is having the right to elect the representative to the Lok Sabha. Then the tenure, once they are elected by the people directly, then they can remain in term 5 years from the date of commencement of the first session. The term can be extended for 1 year during the emergency, though the term is fixed for 5 years, but whereas in case of the emergency, the term of the Lok Sabha extended up to 1 year. The President of India dissolves Lok Sabha. So the Lok Sabha can be dissolved by the President, that is the ending the term. He is in the hands of the, before the 5 years term, it can be ended. The dissolution means ending the term of the Lok Sabha. It is in the hands of the President. The President dissolves the Lok Sabha. Then on the recommendation of the cabinet headed by the Prime Minister, after the completion of the term of the 5 years or lack of majority in the House. So after the 5 years also he dissolves, or if the majority is not that much, then he also having the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Then certain qualifications are laid down to become a member of the Lok Sabha. First of all, he must be a citizen of India. Then he must completed the age of 25 years. Then should possess such other qualification as may be prescribed by the Parliament. So whatever the qualification laid down by the Parliament, he has to fulfill all those conditions. Then while contesting for the election, he must not hold any office of the profit. That means he should not serve in any or public organization. If he is serving in the public organization, so he has to resign from the post, then only is eligible to contest for the membership of the Lok Sabha. Then once they are elected by the people, they will be known as the representative. So before taking the seat in the house, every member has to take oath of affirmation before the president. So once they are elected by the people, they have to take the oath before the President of India. Then functions of the Lok Sabha. So this way the Lok Sabha is organized by way of the direct election, then the membership 545 depending upon the provisions incorporated in the constitution. Then functions of the Lok Sabha. So the legislature plays a very vital role in a parliamentary system of government. So already we are aware that there is a parliamentary system as well as a presidential system. Whereas in case of the parliamentary system of government, so the legislature plays a very vital role. Then the executive remains accountable to the legislature for all its actions. Then continuing in power of the part of the executive depends on the satisfaction and the support of the legislature. So whereas in case of the parliamentary, all the executors, that means administrators, are responsible towards the parliament, because all the executors are elected by the Lok Sabha only, that is the parliament only. So all the members are executors are responsible to parliament, that is in case of parliamentary government. Then the functions are classified on the basis of the legislative function, then financial functions, control over the executive functions, then deliberative functions, judicial functions, constitutional functions, electoral functions, then discussions of report. So these all are the powers and functions are casted upon the Lok Sabha. So first one, the legislative functions, the most important function of the Lok Sabha is enacting law. That is the making set of legislation. Then amending the, not only the Lok Sabha is having the power to make set of legislation, the Lok Sabha is also having the power of changing the existing law. That means amending the laws, then repeal the outdated laws. It means that Lok Sabha is empowered to change any of the law, outdated law, to assert any new law or change any existing law. It is having the power of amending the legislation. Then the Lok Sabha is empowered to make laws on all subjects which are in the union list and the concurrent list. So the Lok Sabha is empowered to make the legislation, the bill fall under the category of the union list as well as the concurrent list. So no bill can become a law unless it is passed by the both houses of the parliament. So if any law come into existence, it is having its own process. First of all, the bill must be placed on the floor, that is the Lok Sabha. After it has to goes before the second house, that is the Rajya Sabha. Then it has to get the consent of the president. Then only the bill will be known as law. So this is the process regarding the any of the law. So the law has to pass all these stages: first house, second house, speaker, then the president. Then only the bill will become in the form of the legislation. When a bill is recommended for reconsideration by the president and passed again by both houses of the parliament with or without the amendment and again presented to the president, it would be obligatory upon him to give his assent. Sometimes president withhold the bill, but again it will be make certain alteration in the existing bill by the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, then the president will accept with changes, then the same bill will be known as the law or the statute or the enactment. So that will be done by the Lok Sabha is having the power to pass any law fall under the category of the union list as well as the concurrent list. Then coming to the second function, financial power. comparing to the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha is having the numerous power, or the Lok Sabha alone is having the power to introduce the money bill or the financial bill. Only in the Lok Sabha, that means Article 119 of the Indian Constitution vests the power in the hands of the Lok Sabha regarding the introduction of the money bill. All the money bill will originate only in Lok Sabha. However, when it is passed by the Lok Sabha and sent to the Rajya Sabha for its reconsideration, so the other house must be known what type of the bill has been placed by the Lok Sabha. For that purpose, the money, after the initiation of the money bill, the bill has to pass to the Rajya Sabha for the proper reconsideration. Then it has to return the same within 14 days. So Rajya Sabha has to return that money bill within the 14 days. Suppose if the Rajya Sabha has not passed the bill within the 14 days, then the Lok Sabha will think that as if it is passed by the Rajya Sabha, then it will send to the President. The President is also having no power to withhold the bill. He has to sign on the bill. This way here, the financial bill will become in the form of the money bill or financial bill. So because there is no rejection by the President, there is no rejection by the Rajya Sabha. So on the basis of that only, the Lok Sabha exercise more power comparing to the Rajya Sabha in case of financial bill. Financial bill means relating to the money matter, increasing the taxes, levying the taxes, as well as placing the budget regarding any of the expenditure. So all type of the increasing the salaries or taking the money from the contingency fund relating to the money matters, or bills will be originate only on the floor of the Lok Sabha. Then coming to the other function of the Lok Sabha, that is a control over the executive. Lok Sabha is having the power to control all the executors. Executors means group of administrators, whether political executive or nominal executive. Controlled by whom? The Lok Sabha is having the power, because here whichever party gets the majority, that party is having the power to form the government. So whereas in case of the parliamentary form of the government is also known as cabinet form of the government in India, the cabinet is the real executive. We are aware Indian constitution adopted republican form of the government. In that republican form of the government, it denotes two executive. One is a nominal, other one is the real executive. So under such circumstances, cabinet is the real executive and it is responsible and answerable to the Lok Sabha. So because it is whenever any questions raised by the members of the parliament, it is the duty of the executors to give the answers to the members of the parliament. Then with regard to the policies and the program of the government and administration of the nation, so regarding any of the implementation of the policy, because the executive branch is entrusted with the execution only, so while executing any law, if anything goes wrong, then they are responsible. They have to give the answer to the members of the parliament regarding the any of the policy, determination of the policy, as well as the execution of the policy. For that purpose only, all the executors are responsible towards the Lok Sabha. Whenever the Lok Sabha raises, Lok Sabha means members of Lok Sabha, if they ask any question, it is the duty of the ministers as well as the executors. They have to give the answer to the members of the parliament. So if the government fails to fulfill the responsibilities, government means cabinet is unable to fulfill the requirement or accept the responsibilities in satisfactory manners, Lok Sabha can move no confidence motion against it. So the Lok Sabha is having the power to get down the government. So even the Lok Sabha is having the power to form the government also. If the cabinet ministers are not working satisfactory, it is having the power to pass the no confidence motion, then bring it down. So here the legislature exercises control over the executive. First one, asking the question to the ministers. How it control the executive branch? First of all, asking the question to the ministers, as well as it can move the adjournment motion or calling attention motion to raise debate, to point out specific lapse of the government. Then any member of the opposition can move no confidence motion. Then these all are the powers and functions of the legislature to control over the executive. Then the deliberative functions itself provides the awareness in respect of drafting the bill. So whereas in case of the Lok Sabha is a deliberative body and facilitates determination of policies and legislation with the process of debate and the discussion. It makes sound legislation by way of debate and the discussion. So this discussion provides with the opportunities to each member to present the view and perception of his party. So the sound legislation will be possible only by way of the discussion, only by the debate and discussion. So then only they will draft the bill. So on the basis of that, it also exercises deliberative function. Apart from that, it also exercises the judicial functions. The Lok Sabha exercises some judicial functions under the constitutional provisions. Lok Sabha has power to remove the president, judges of the Supreme Court, High Courts and other constitutional bodies through the motion of impeachment after fulfilling the certain constitutional formalities. So here the Lok Sabha is having the power to remove the judges by way of impeachment procedure. So impeachment procedure means removal of the president or any of the judges of the Supreme Court or the High Court, initiating the proceedings on its own floor only and rendering the justice. So in this regard, Lok Sabha also acts as a judicial function. Then constitutional functions. The parliament has also constitutional functions to perform. So under Article 368, the Lok Sabha has entrusted with the powers to amend the constitution. So the constitutional functions means though the parliament is a small organ, so that means the parliament is working under the roof of the constitution. The constitution is supreme. So as per the direction, as per the guidelines mentioned in the constitution, the parliament is empowered to make the set of legislation. But apart from that also, the parliament also exercises constitutional function. That means that whereas Article 368 of the Indian constitution, the Lok Sabha has entrusted with the powers of amending the constitution. So sometimes the Lok Sabha is having the power to initiate the bill. That bill will be fall in respect of changing the constitutional provision. So the parliament is having the power. It is working under the roof of the constitution, no doubt. But as per the constitutional provision only, it derives the power to make any changes in the existing rules and regulation in the constitution by way of amendment, by way of assertion, by way of deletion. So that is also the power of the Lok Sabha in respect of constitutional functions. Then amendment means changing, modification, revision, addition or deletion of any provisions of the constitution. That can be done by Lok Sabha, members of the Lok Sabha, by placing the bill on its floor. Then it also exercises the power of electoral functions. Electoral functions means taking the part in the election. So the members of the Lok Sabha are having the power to take part in the election of the president as well as the vice president. So the members of the Lok Sabha participate in the electoral functions. The Indian Parliament takes part in the election of the president and the vice president of India. It elects the speaker and the deputy speaker. So where Lok Sabha members are taking the part in respect of it to the post of the president and the vice president, as well as the speaker and the deputy speaker, all are elected by the members of the Lok Sabha. So on that basis, the Lok Sabha also exercises the electoral functions. Then regarding the discussion and the report, so the members of the parliament, members of the Lok Sabha, they are having the work to discuss any of the reports submitted by the committee. So the committee, after the first reading, second reading, the bill will be goes to the committee. Then the committee will submit the report. So the report of the UPSC, Controller and Auditor General, Finance Commissioner, Election Commission, Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe, so and other backward commissions etc. are placed in both the house of the Parliament for discussion, and the necessary follow-up action will be made within a Parliament. So these all are the powers and functions exercised by the Lok Sabha to make sound set of legislation. Apart from that, it is also having certain privileges. The members of the Lok Sabha also having certain privileges in the form of expression. They are having the privilege to express their thoughts, views regarding any of the bill. Then freedom from arrest. So nobody can arrest the members of the parliament. Then they are also exemption from attending as juries and witness. So no judiciary is having no power to call any member as a witness before court of law. They are immune from attending court as a witness or attending witness or juries. Then all the functions of the Lok Sabha presided over by whom? All the functions of the Lok Sabha presided by speaker. Then he is elected. So the House of the People is presided over by the speaker. House of the People means Lok Sabha. So the entire or the officer of the Lok Sabha is the speaker. So the speaker, Article 93 of the Constitution of India, makes provision for the office of the speaker. He is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha only. So the Lok Sabha consisting 550 according to the, they have mentioned in the book 545 and all. Among them, one of the member will be elected as a speaker. Among 545 members, one member will be unanimously elected by all members as a speaker. Another member will be acting as a deputy speaker. So they are having has been elected. He fixes a date for the election of the deputy speaker. Once he is elected by the members as a speaker, then he will fix the date for the election of the deputy speaker. As the name suggests, the speaker is a chief spokesperson. So he presides over all the in these functions of the Lok Sabha. So he is the presiding officer of the house. His authority is derived from the constitution. The constitution itself has vested the power in the hands of the speaker to preside over all the functions of the Lok Sabha. Then such as the rules of procedure and conduct of the business of the house, the traditions, convention of his office, and lastly from the confidence reposed in him by the member of the house. So these all are the powers and functions exercised by the speaker to maintain decorum in the house. So then the term of the office, the speaker goes side by side with the Lok Sabha, that is the 5 years. He is also having the term of the 5 years. He is same speaker can succeed one more post by contesting the election. He is eligible for re-election. The speaker can be removed from the office only on a resolution of the house passed by the majority of all the members of the house. So he is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha only. He will be removed by the members of the Lok Sabha only by passing the resolution. Even after his term of office is completed, the speaker holds the office until the first meeting of new house. So he is also having the power till the new successor succeed the post. He can continue the term. So once the speaker is elected, then he has to vacate his seat. So the speaker is the constitutional and ceremonial head of the house. He has certain inherent and implied powers apart from those expressly conferred upon him by the constitutional provision. He has regularity, administrative, supervisory and miscellaneous powers in the function. So he is also exercising functions to run the organization in respect of his own, in respect of the house. So he maintains, so that way maintains order in the house and allocates time for various kinds of the business. Then he is also permits the moving of the various kinds of motions and the resolutions, maintain the discipline and decorum in the house, then decides whether it is a money bill or non-money bill. Then he also exercises the casting of the vote in case of during the voting a bill in the house. He decides the disqualification of the members because he is a presiding officer. He is having the right to exercise all those powers because those powers are confirmed by the constitution. So he derives the authority from the constitution and he exercises the function on the basis of the constitutional provisions only. So that way here the speaker is entitled to run the functions in respect of the Lok Sabha. Then, in his absence, Article 93 provides for the office of the Deputy Speaker. The Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha is also elected by the members of the Lok Sabha only. In the same manner as the Speaker, how the Speaker is unanimously elected by the members of the Lok Sabha, in the same way, the Deputy Speaker will be among them. They all will elect one member as a Deputy Speaker. he acts as speaker. He also acts as a speaker whenever the post of the speaker fall vacant. He will succeed all the powers and functions of the speaker only when the post fall vacant. So he acts as a speaker when the office fall vacant is vacant and preside over the sittings of the house. So this way the Union Parliament is functioning with the help of the two houses, that is known as the Lok Sabha, then another one that is known as the Rajya Sabha. With the help of these two houses only, the set of legislations will become into existence. So next session will discuss regarding the organization of the state legislature, because the Constitution of India adopted bicameral system. Bicameral system means existence of two sets of government or existence of two legislature. One is a central legislature that fall under the category of the union legislature. Another one will fall under the category of the state legislature. So how the state legislature is organized? The houses, the organization, the functions, as well as the qualification in respect of the members of the state assembly as well as the state council. So that we'll discuss in the next class.